Hello, everybody, and welcome to our show on today. I'm your host, Sandra Riley, and I am so thankful unto the Lord for each of you that have joined me on today. Let me say welcome to all of our first-time viewers. I'm excited to have you a part of our Just For You Ministries family. To all of our international viewers, thank you for logging in. And I'm asking those of you who are watching us by way of social media, please share us right now. Share us on today. I'm live in the chat room with you. Come on, share us on today because we need others to hear what God has to say to us. Those of you that are watching by way of television, I want you to get on the phone, call somebody and tell them that wherever you're watching me from, say Sandra Riley is on. You need to tune in right now. I want you to know that I am so thankful to all of our partners, those of you that have chosen to partner with Just For You Ministries. We receive gifts from you on a weekly basis, and I thank God for you because so many things that we do, we're able to do because of you. We're able to give out devotionals to those who are in nursing homes and hospitals who just don't even have resources to make donations. We're able to give those out because of you. And we have a new 3-month devotional coming out very soon. And I just thank God that we're able to bless people because of you. When I speak at the villages, remote villages in Pakistan, and we provide those converts with Bibles, we're able to do that because of you. And I've got something special to tell you. To all of you who make a donation, those of you that have mailed your donations in, those of you that like to make a donation even now of $20 or more, we want to send you a special thank you gift. The thank you gift is this wonderful 3-layer mask that has our new logo on there. I survived through prayer. I survived through prayer. Hallelujah. That's for a donation of just $20 or more, and we'll get that right out to you. There are ways in which you can give. You see it on the screen. I do say if you give via Cash App, if you would please put your email address in the memo section so we know how to contact you, so we can get your address. You can also give us a call at 855-258-7848 and push 0. Our call center is available to process your donation right now. And I want to say to those of you who are watching and you know you need prayer, I don't want you to feel that needing prayer is something that makes you look weak. No. The Bible talks about the power of 2 or 3 touching and agreeing. I have intercessors who are ready and available to touch and agree in prayer with you right now. Whatever you're standing in need of, they're ready, they are willing, and they are available to touch and agree in prayer with you. Get on the phone right now and dial 855-258-7848. And I want you to push the number 1. Again, 855-258-7848, and you push the number 1. We want to touch and agree in prayer with you. They're waiting. They're anticipating a call from you so that they can stand with you on the word of God, believing, nothing wavering. Well, listen, today I have a special message. It's a 2-part message. This week we're going to play part 1, next week part 2. It's entitled Fresh Start. We are in need of people with a mindset to not stay stuck, not stuck in the mishaps of 2020, stuck in the disappointments of 2020. But we are in need of people of God who will stand up and say, in spite of what has happened, I'm ready for a fresh start. And I'm going to tell you how to get that fresh start. I want you now to just get ready for this word. Again, those of you on social media, share it, share it, share it, and I'll be back with you right after the message. I want you to go with me to the word of the Lord as it is found in the book of Ruth. Yes, today I want to read from Ruth, chapter number 1. I'm going to read quickly verses 1 through 7. The book of Ruth, chapter number 1, verses 1 through 7. It reads as follows. Now it came to pass on the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land. And a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah, went to sojourn in the country of Moab. He and his wife and his 2 sons. And the name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife, Naomi, and the name of his 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem, Judah. And they came into the country of Moab and continued there. And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. Verse number 4. And they took them wives of the women of Moab. The name of one was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth. And they dwelt there about 10 years. And Mahlon and Chilion died also, both of them. And the woman was left of her 2 sons and her husband. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law, that she might return from the country of Moab. For she had heard in the country of Moab how the Lord had visited his people in giving them bread. Verse number 7. Wherefore she went forth out of the place where she was with her 2 daughters-in-law. They were with her, and they went on the way to return unto the land of Judah. What I hear God saying specifically for this message at this time is prepare for a fresh start. I don't know who's in the room with you. I don't know who you're around, but if you could just tap them on the shoulder or point to yourself and just tell yourself, prepare for a fresh start. A fresh start now is when you start something again in a completely different or new way. So in our text, for Ruth and Naomi specifically, those are the 2 we're focusing on today. For them to receive the fresh start, they had to do three things that we're going to talk about. First of all, they had to leave Moab. Then Ruth had to cleave to Naomi. And then they received God's favor. So what I'm going to talk about is leave, cleave, and receive to get this fresh start. First of all, we see them leaving Moab. The text opens up by telling us there was a famine in the land. Life had become difficult for Naomi, and it became difficult for her family while they were in Bethlehem. So the Bible tells us, and this is how Ruth opens up, that she and her husband packed up their two sons and they moved now from Bethlehem, Judah, to Moab. While in Moab, Naomi's husband and two married sons both die in Moab. You know, we've learned in 2020 that change doesn't always announce itself. If there's one thing that I've learned in 2020 is that everything in your life that you have become comfortable with can change overnight without an announcement and without a warning. Verse number 6 tells us, then she arose with her daughters-in-law that she might return from the country of Moab. For she had heard in the country of Moab how that the Lord had visited his people in giving them bread. So let's be clear about what's happening. First, they are in Bethlehem. A famine comes to Bethlehem. They move to Moab. That's where her sons get married, but that is also where her husband and her sons die. Now, she is preparing to leave Moab because she heard that the Lord has visited his people with bread back in Bethlehem, Judah. Keep in mind that Bethlehem means the house of bread. So because she heard in the midst of her sorrow and her difficulty, the midst of her struggle, that God was giving bread, she says, I'm going back to where I was. So she returns, or prepares to return. She gets her daughters-in-law, and it seems like what she wants to do is to make sure she gets them out of Moab to go somewhere else to get a fresh start. This is a difficult situation for Naomi because when she left Bethlehem going to Moab because of a famine. But now, what once fed her is now squeezing the life out of her. she leaves, goes to Moab to escape a famine. It no longer feeds her. The place that she thought was a blessing to her is now squeezing the life out of her. So my question to you today, what do you do when something you thought was God-given has now lost its breath? Your business, some of you that are watching right now, you know, has lost its breath. Your bank account has lost its breath. Your job has lost its breath. But I'm here to tell you that even though it may feel like it, look like it's lost its breath, your promise is still alive. Somebody right there ought to just tell yourself, you don't need nobody else to tell you. You got to tell it to yourself. Tell yourself, my promise is still alive. The same thing that hit them in Bethlehem now hits them in Moab. And some of you are at the point in the midst of this pandemic where you're saying, you know, what was feeding me is now starving me. Because yes, there was a famine in Moab when she's leaving. And then keep in mind what the text tells us. She had been in Moab for 10 years. So my perception of the text is that 10 years were lost in Moab. I want to pause right there for a moment to tell somebody, we must be careful not to allow what was designed to give us temporary assistance to become our permanent residence. My question to you, how do you handle loss? Are you willing to just let go and move on.com? Are you still stuck on what was lost, not making room for the fresh start that God has for you? Don't let what happened drain you. You must let it drive you. Let it push you to your next. You must remind yourself that the giant in front of you is never bigger than the God on the inside of you. Be consistent. Hear me today. Be consistent in the seasons that you're in. We are good at being consistent in the summer season. We don't even do bad in being consistent in the spring and in the fall seasons of our life. But many give up hope when the winter season comes. But I'm saying to you that our praise, our prayer life, our faith, and our hope in God must remain consistent regardless of the season that we are facing in our life. You got to remind yourself, I've already alluded to it, but you got to remind yourself of 1 John 4:4, ye are of God little children and have overcome them, because greater is he that's in you than he that is in the world. What's on the inside of you is bigger than what's fighting you on the outside. Yes, that's a good place to give the Lord some praise. Let's remember now, Naomi isn't the only one in pain. Naomi isn't the only one in need of a fresh start. She has daughters-in-law that are with her. And the Bible tells us, it's real clear, she tries to send them away without her so that they can go on with their lives and get a fresh start. But after they leave Moab, we see that Ruth is committed to cleaving to Naomi. So now that they have left, they leave, we see that Ruth takes a stand. She takes a posture of saying, for me to get through this, I've got to cleave. Ruth states in the first chapter and verse number 14, it says, and they lifted up their voice and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clave unto her. So homegirl or Orpah was like, I'm out. All right. Thank you for the release, because I wasn't going to go with you nowhere. Okay. I can't go with you. I just can't do it. All right. But Ruth, watch this now. Ruth, she cleaves to her. Verses 16 through 18. Watch this. Ruth replied, don't urge me. I'm reading the NIV translation. Don't urge me to leave you or turn back from you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, she's talking to Naomi now, I will stay. Your people will be my people. Your God, my God. Verse number 17. Where you die, I will die. And there will I be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, if anything but death separates you and me. When Naomi realized that Ruth was determined to go with her, she stopped urging her. When Naomi realized that there's something else going on here, Ruth, there's something going on within Ruth, that she is determined that she cannot leave me, she stopped urging her to leave. Take note of this. We've dealt with leave Moab. Now, cleave to Ruth. Your fresh start will never be alone. Come on. I don't care how many times you say, I'm all by myself. You might be in the house by yourself, but let me tell you something. God has already assigned somebody to you. Your fresh start will never be alone. It will always include someone else. Therefore, be open to whom God is going to send. And to many of you, I say right now, is about to send to your life. Ruth was saying this to Naomi. The only way I'm going to get through this is by holding on to you. If I don't cleave to you, I might lose my mind. If I don't cleave to you, I might commit suicide. So I have to hold on to you until I have enough strength in my own self for somebody to be able to hold on to me. Wasn't that powerful? I told you God was going to bless you. God was going to meet you. Listen, the Fresh Start Part 2 is next week. So you've got to mark your calendar. Make sure you don't forget to make sure you tune in, same time, same place, for Part 2 of this powerful message. And listen, those of you that are saying, I need someone to touch and agree with me in prayer for my fresh start, get on that phone right now and dial 855-258-7848. Push 1. The intercessors are available to pray with you and to pray for you. Now listen, if you get the voicemail, please don't hang up. Leave a message. The intercessors will call you back. Why? Because we take this serious. They are here to pray with you, to agree in prayer with you, and to pray for you. And to those of you that will like to make a donation toward this ministry to support us in our endeavors in helping people, in blessing people. We bless people during the holiday. We were able to bless people with turkeys, and we partnered with other nonprofit organizations. We were able to help people who were in need of housing, take donations that you have made to us. Give it to other organizations so that we can combine it to make it a larger amount, to be a blessing. It helped people that were going to be evicted. Do you hear what I'm saying? It helped people to purchase food. I want you to know your donation makes a big difference. And when you donate right now, we have a special offer, $20 or more. We're going to send this beautiful 3-layer face mask out to you, with the logo, I survived through prayer. You know that the very reason you are here right now watching me today is because the prayers that you have prayed and the prayers that others have prayed for you. I survived through prayer, face mask. Get on the phone right now. Give us a call, 855-258-7848. Push 0 if you'd like to make that donation and receive your gift. Push 1 if you're calling for prayer. And again, if you're donating by way of Cash App, please put your email in the memo section so we can contact you for your address to be able to mail your gift to you. Well, again, I'm out of time, but I am not out of God. I will see you next week, same time, same place. And remember, this is a ministry that is just for you.